Now, Drake has a stalker. Have you guys heard about the story? There's a woman out there who's apparently been stalking Drake for like the last 5 years. She actually tried to sue Drake, which is a little bit of a plot twist, but you know what? Let's not waste any time and let's talk about it. Now, Drake. It's been a little while since we talked about Drake, a guy you're of course very familiar with. It's Drake after all. Now let's get into this story though. Like I said, there's this woman out there who, according to Drake and his lawyers, has allegedly been stalking him since 2017. So back in April of 2017, according to Drake's attorneys, a woman was allegedly arrested for breaking into one of Drake's homes in LA. She allegedly trespassed on his property, somehow got in there, I don't know how, but that led to her apparently being arrested. Now this is just the tip of the iceberg though. There's a couple more things that's happened here. One of those things being that Drake himself allegedly said that the woman has not only threatened his life, but has also threatened the lives of his family members. According to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, Drake claims the woman was arrested at his Hidden Hills estate back in April 2017 and convicted of trespassing, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Drake says the woman has threatened his life as well as the lives of his family members. Check out this next part right here because this is crazy. It's scary. In the documents, Drake's lawyer says the woman sent him emails last month where she says Drake should put a bullet through your head now, bitch. This person needs to get locked up expeditiously, man. That's insane. Now it doesn't sound like she's referring to putting a bullet in Drake's head. Sounds like she's threatening his attorney, but that doesn't make it any better, does it? So a couple more things that have happened here. This woman, her name is Misha Collins, she actually filed a lawsuit against Drake himself. The lawsuit was a $4 billion, yes, $4 billion with a B. The lawsuit was a $4 billion defamation lawsuit where she was claiming that Drake tried to not only defame her, but she also allegedly claimed that Drake invaded her privacy by disclosing private information about her on his Instagram page. Now that sounds like a whole lot of cap to me, and the Los Angeles court judge who was handling this case, like me, smelled the cap. So what ended up happening was the judge ended up dismissing this $4 billion lawsuit she was throwing at Drake. On Friday, a Los Angeles Superior Court agreed with those arguments, dismissing the case permanently on the grounds that nothing Drake had posted could be remotely linked to Collins. Plaintiff Collins has not demonstrated any of the defendant Graham's statements were about plaintiff Collins or that he used her identity, name, or likeness in his Instagram posts or endorsements. Judge Virginia Keeney, I think that's how you say it, wrote referring to Drake by his full name Aubrey Drake Graham. Even if plaintiff Collins could establish the statements were about her, she failed to establish that such statements were of a private fact that is offensive and objectionable to the reasonable person. So essentially the judge recognized that this lawsuit she filed was questionable and she swiftly dismissed it. So Drake's attorney sometime before this actually tried to get the case dismissed, which is why it presumably eventually happened. Drake's attorney also stated that the reason why she was suing him was because she was trying to make contact with him. After trespassing at his home and being arrested in 2017, plaintiff Misha Collins now attempts to make contact with musician Aubrey Drake Graham by suing him, Drake's attorney said. This is pure fiction. Until he was served with this lawsuit, Graham had no idea who Collins was. Apart from those comments, Drake's attorney also described the lawsuit she filed as a frivolous case based on delusional figments of her imagination. So what happened after this is Drake recently decided to take legal action against this woman. Rightfully so. Drake has reportedly requested a temporary restraining order against her, and if a judge signs off on his request, she'll be forced to stay at least 100 yards away from Drake himself and his family. Now, oh man, goddamn, this is a pretty crazy story, man. I mean, the fact that this woman has allegedly been stalking Drake for the last couple years, that's crazy. She seems very motivated too, that's the scary part, and that's why I think it is a good move on Drake's end that he is seeking legal action. You gotta make an example out of people like this. You can't let them just terrorize you and your family, because if you don't set those boundaries, they'll probably do it to other people as well. The emails Drake's attorney was talking about, pretty scary stuff, man. Like I read, according to Drake's lawyer, she sent a series of emails last month where she allegedly stated that Drake should put a bullet through his head. That was, it looks like, directed towards Drake's attorney. This woman seems very much not all that well. She's taken a stand thing to a whole nother level. The obsession is weird. I don't care how big of a Drake fan you are, you don't show up to the guy's house like shit's gonna be sweet. And to be honest, I would say that she's pretty lucky that she didn't get capped. because that does happen in these kinds of cases where you're trespassing on private property, and I'm very surprised the media hasn't made a big deal out of this one. Honestly, if the roles were reversed and we're talking about a guy doing this to a mainstream female artist, I just don't think we would have gotten this far. That guy would have been sitting in a cell right now, like he should if that happened, contemplating on his stupid decisions that got him there, which is what I want to see happen in this case as well. Now, to be fair, Drake isn't really trying to take it there. The man clearly just wants to be left alone so he could, you know, cook up his hits or do whatever he's gonna do without having this deranged person stalking him and his family. You know, we've seen cases like this in the past. The same exact thing happened to Eminem, and no, I'm not talking about the Stan music video. I'm talking about Stan in real motherfucking life. I made a video on his story back in 2020, but this guy right here, David Hughes was his name, smashed a kitchen window and climbed inside Eminem's house. An alarm went off. Eminem decided to check out what was going on. He went to the living room and found this guy in his damn house. Now, this guy had in the past actually trespassed onto other properties that belonged to M, so this man was essentially hunting for Eminem, which is pretty damn scary. Some footage was even released of the incident where you can see him walking around trying to open the doors, so yeah. Madness at its finest. I guess this is the price of being ultra famous like Drake and Eminem are. Out of those millions and millions and millions of people who support you, there might be a couple in there who might just take it this far. But then again, it's not only famous people who deal with stalkers. I mean, I heard about the story, I think it was actually yesterday, of this guy who literally hid in a woman's attic, snuck out at night while she was sleeping and filmed her. The woman was, you know, an OnlyFans model, so that's how he found her. So I guess she does have some fame. Anyway, definitely keep that nigga in jail because that brother's starving. But yeah, woman has been stalking Drake for the last 5 years. Any thoughts on this? This is obviously an extreme case of being a stan, and yeah, it's weird. What can I say? Do you have any thoughts on it though? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.